Welcome to the November 2008 edition of Outlook Video, your nationally recognized award-winning show for gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender communities. I'm Roberta Gonzalez-Gregg, and I'd like to introduce our Outlook Video viewers to my co-host for this month, Jay Raley. Jay is returning to volunteer with us after many years away pursuing his dreams. Or was it something more mundane?
Not too mundane. Thank you, Roberta. I'm very pleased to be back with Outlook Video. I just could not get the memories of the applause and bright lights out of my mind. Well, maybe I imagined the applause, but the lights are bright.
I applaud you.
Thank you.
Well, Jay, we're just as pleased to have you back with us. In 1985, a watchdog group was founded to respond to inaccurate and defamatory coverage of LGBT people in the media. The Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation holds its GLAAD Media Awards annually, and this year, Raymond Donald Hong and I were on the red carpet with the stars. Find out who those stars were later in this program.
Aaron Bruno brings back singer Marco Valencia, who graced our show when he accompanied Lanny Grooves recently. Marco will sing his own composition called My Own for us.
After gay marriage was declared legal, we have been witnessing a lot of weddings this summer. On September 13th of this year, Kim Lawson, our co-executive producer here at Outlook Video, along with his partner of 12 years, Tom Cook, entered the history books, joining many celebrated gay and lesbian couples. We Outlook Video volunteers were well represented among family and friends in attendance at their garden wedding. Among them were Alice Heimsoth and Raymond Donald Hong, who will bring us pictures from a wedding with a performance from a few of us who were brave enough to sing at the dinner.
I think I saw some of those. Cheer SF was founded in 1980 as the first all-volunteer adult cheerleading team that has been performing cutting-edge and gravity-defying cheerleading routines all around the world. Our cameras caught up with Cheer SF at this year's San Jose Pride celebration, and you get to see them, one of the performances later this hour. My
mind is running wild. In my People Like Us segment for this month, I'll bring you an interview with Ajay Sellers, Executive Director of the Billy DeFrank LGBT Community Center. As this show will start airing just a few days before all of you go out to your voting booths, I'll ask Ajay what we should expect in the Proposition 8 battle and what each of us can do to help.
Let's get started with footage from this year's GLAAD Media Awards.
Good evening, I'm Raymond Donald Hong.
And I'm Roberta Gonzalez-Gregg.
And we're in front of the Marriott Hotel in San Francisco for the 19th Annual GLAAD Media Awards.
Fair, accurate, and inclusive images of the LGBT community change hearts and minds.
And the GLAAD Media Awards tonight recognize the outstanding work of journalists and entertainers who share our lives and our stories.
We're going to the red carpet to meet some of the guest celebrities.
Candace Cain and William Baldwin from Dirty Sexy Money.
And Sharon Stone.
Judith Light from the new film Save Me.
Dave Koz and Sharon Stone.
Jason Lewis of Sex and the City and J.B. Calderon of Survivor.
And did I mention Sharon Stone?
The GLAAD Media Awards are held in 4 cities across the U.S., honoring members of the entertainment or media community for their outstanding contribution in combating homophobia. GLAAD President Neil Giuliano's work and influence has led to sweeping changes of the messages in the media to the public, which leads to greater acceptance of LGBT people.
Our job is to do the cultural change work, and our job is to ensure that people understand the stories of the LGBT community and that our stories are being told fairly and accurately so that people's hearts and minds will change. The reality is in this country, and I was an elected official for 14 years, so I think I have the qualification to say this, politicians aren't going to lead. Politicians are going to follow the societal culture, and they're going to understand what the people in their community are supporting. So we need to change the culture. That means we need to change hearts and minds, and that's what GLAAD's work is all about.
Candace Cain hosted the San Francisco Awards show.
I think that it is important that the trans community has a representative in the GLAAD world. I think that that's important, and I think that the way that everybody's reacting to me is a really positive step in the right direction.
Being a real-life transgender woman who also portrays one on ABC's Dirty Sexy Money, this is the most prominent and positive role of transgender people on mainstream television.
It's nice because, we've always been here, but finally there are some people that feel like it's ready for it to be opened up into society in a positive mainstream way. And I'm really fortunate that I happen to be the one who got the audition, who got the part that is, here. So I feel honored.
Award presenter Judith Light stars in the new film Save Me, a story about evangelical ministries trying to convert gay men to heterosexuality. The actress is a supporter of GLAAD.
I certainly think things have gotten better as the years have gone on, certainly because of all the work that GLAAD has done. And I think that there's still more work to do. I think people really don't understand the GLBT community and the power of it and the substance of it in the way that they ought. And I think that's why we still needed an organization like GLAAD.
GLAAD has had direct impact on award presenter J.P. Calderon, a former contestant on CBS's Survivor.
It's been about a year and a half that everything has happened, and it's just been moving so fast for me. And without GLAAD, I wouldn't be here or doing any events or promoting gay rights at all.
JP was closeted on the reality show series, and competing alongside another contestant who is openly gay helped him in his coming out process after the series ended.
I so happened to be on Survivor, and when we were on Survivor, Brad at one point was on my team, and I knew he was out. But we were all sitting at a campfire, and they didn't show this on TV, but everybody was kind of talking about themselves and all that. And he said, "I'm an open book," and I won't forget the words. "I'm an open book, and I have nothing to hide, and I'm as proud as I can be." And I saw the response that everybody had towards him, like how positive and great of a person he was. And I sat there and I went, "I'm so phony. I'm so fake." And I'm lame, I just realized how much I was hiding, and here I was trying to act like this alpha male, and I was trying to do the exact opposite to hide what I really was.
Jazz saxophonist Dave Koz also came out recently.
I came out in 2004, and it was the best thing that I ever did. I worried about it for my whole life, and then when it finally happened, it really sort of snuck up on me. It wasn't necessarily a planned thing. Nothing but good has come from it.
Sharon Stone's portrayal of a lesbian with Ellen DeGeneres in If These Walls Could Talk Too was a learning experience for her.
Well, it affected me a lot. I mean, it was funny when we did it. There was a lot that I didn't know about what it would be like to portray a lesbian woman, and I had to learn a lot about it. And I think that what I come to understand is that a lot of people don't know what a gay person is. And even I, who had a lot of gay friends, certainly didn't know what it really was to be gay. And it softened me, and it taught me a lot, and it taught me a lot of thoughtfulness that I didn't know before.
Sharon received the Vanguard Award for her years of activism on behalf of the LGBT community and the millions of dollars she has raised for HIV/AIDS research.
Well, what keeps me going is recognizing that we have to keep it going. That with one child dying every minute, we have to get with it. That every minute that we waste is another death of another child, and we can't kid around. We all know someone who has or has had AIDS. We do, and we can't turn away and pretend that we don't. And if we turn away with intolerance or we turn away in fear, we turn away in unkindness.
Well, that was a fun-filled evening, don't you think?
Oh, especially that hug from Sharon Stone.
Ooh, can I touch you?
I'll watch it now, Raymond. This shirt is not going to be touched by anyone else.
She's going to put it on eBay.
Oh,
no doubt.
we'll see. We'll see.
Well, that's our evening for tonight, and we'll see you again at next year's GLAAD Media Awards.
Good night from the San Francisco Marriott.
Good night.
Hello, Outlook video audience. This is Pilgrim Bruno here, wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. This has been a rough Thanksgiving, actually, for America. We're filming this right before Election Day, and whichever turkey you vote for, remember, we still have our freedom of speech, and today we are being entertained by the handsome Marco Valencia. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
So, you're going to sing for us today,
Yes, gonna sing a song called My Own that I wrote a couple months back.
Okay, and who's joining you today?
My buddies, we got Lonnie Grooves on guitar, and
right.
we have Evan Bayless on drums back here.
Nice to meet both of you. All right, are you ready to take it away?
We're ready, let's do this.
Have a happy
It'll be
holiday
fun.
season, and take it away.
All right, thank you.
crawling through my own despair. No sign of me, where can I be? Sense of someone's dreams out there. Still no sign of me, where can I be? Yet sitting here alone with an embassy of doubt. Will no one look into me as I shout? So don't tell me that you are here. Don't make my world a paradise. Don't you dry these lethal tears. Don't you know I'll realize? It's so hard to find another heart. One to move me, one to love me. I'm so down on myself, oh it's so damn hard. Will no one move me, no one loves me. Yet sitting here alone with an embassy of doubt. No one looks into me as I shout. So don't tell me that you are here. Don't make my world a paradise. Don't you dry these lethal tears. No, baby, no. Don't you know I'll realize? I realize that I can make it on my own. I realize that I can be on my own. Realize, oh, realize I can make it on my own. With your eyes looking into mine, I'll be saved and then I'll shine. 'Cause all I've known again, oh once again, that I have love for me. So don't tell me that you are here. Don't make my world a paradise. Don't you dry these lethal tears. No, baby, no. Don't you know I'll realize? So don't tell me that you are here. No, no. Don't you tell me that you're my paradise. Don't you dry these lethal tears. No, 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 no. Don't you know I'll realize?
By the power vested in me as Commissioner of Civil Marriages by the Supreme Court of the State of California, I now pronounce you legally married and married forever. You may now share your first kiss as married partners. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Tom welcoming Kim Lawson.
Make it sweet, because if it's not, you'll get beat.
Online at www.cheersf.org.
Welcome to this segment where we honor the diversity of people in our community, people like us. I'm very pleased and honored to welcome back Ajay Sellers of the LGBT Community Center in San Jose, the Billy DeFrank Center. Ajay, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you, Roberta. It's great to be back.
Well, you have a good pulse on what's happening, especially in San Jose, but on this Proposition 8 we want to talk about in particular. Please explain to our viewers, if you can, What does this mean for Proposition 8? Why is it important to us?
So in May, the Supreme Court justices in the state of California ruled that Prop 22 was invalid, which then legalized gay marriage in the state of California. Several weeks later, a group of individuals in the state of California got a petition passed to put a constitutional amendment up for vote. That constitutional amendment is presently known as Prop 8. Prop 8 is a constitutional amendment that would fundamentally change our Constitution, saying that marriage is strictly between one man and one woman. It's important for our community and for the whole community to really rally against this type of proposition that puts, language into our Constitution that specifically segregates our communities.
Now, those who are voting for yes, or rather are promoting a yes on this proposition, are really putting on a very strong campaign and giving the impression that things will be changing in our legal system even for children and churches. This is really giving the mixed messages to the community.
Yeah, I mean, some of the information is not exactly correct that they're putting out, and the court was very clear. The court was clear in the point that this will not affect any church, that churches are always free to discuss from their pulpit with their members about any subject that they choose. No one has been taken into court or sued because they have refused. Churches still have the right to refuse any couple for any reason not to marry them. None of them will lose their status because their federal status is a federal law. This is all at the state, so no churches will lose their IRS status. Okay. As for children, all children who go through the public school system are all taught based on the educational code in the state of California. The educational code is not dictated by this particular ruling. This particular ruling is only on the institution of marriage and not on the educational code.
Well, those are things that are very important to know. Again, I think these mixed messages are going out into community at large, when basically what Proposition 8 really is about is equality.
It's about equality and the fundamental right of marriage, that we were all born and raised with fundamental rights, and one of those is the opportunity to marry the person that we love and wish to spend the rest of our life with. Fortunately, there's a certain segment of our population that's always had that right. Now the whole population has that right, and it would be inappropriate and completely unfair to take away rights from individuals based on fear and not based on love, respect, and dignity.
Excellent. That's very well said. What are things happening in the Billy DeFrank Center to help promote this?
So the DeFrank Center is the main location in San Jose for No on 8, the campaign. So we have yard signs, and we are doing phone banks and volunteers. We're working with another proposition, the No on 4 proposition. So we're combining forces to really bring education both on No on 4 and on 8. The No on 4 is a campaign around parental rights, parental notification for young girls who want abortions, which is also an important issue because Planned Parenthood and LGBT centers around the country have worked together around equality. So we're really focused on both of those campaigns, actually.
Well, it's good to know that the Billy DeFrank Center is really staying there in the forefront to get this information out to the community and the people at large. That's really terrific, and you're doing a really great job of that. We appreciate that. Now, with it coming up in November when things change, do you see something, a radical shift in the community?
I don't know that. I think it really depends on what happens in November. So if for some unforeseen reason Prop 8 passes, we will see all sorts of lawsuits continue, because what happens is that constitutional amendment will actually be in complete conflict with the rest of the state constitution. If it fails, we can be well assured that it will come back and they will bring another fight to try to change the Constitution again.
Well,
so
I know we'll be amongst those fighting. Having been recently married, you know the joys of having the person you love be with you.
I do. It's wonderful.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being with us tonight and explaining this proposition to our viewers, as well as Proposition 4, and for doing what you do in our community. For those of you who'd like to find out some more information, please take a look at your screen. You can see where you can get information about the Billy DeFrank Center and the No on Proposition 8. Thanks again for joining us, Ajay.
Thanks, Roberta.
We'd love to get mail from you. Send it to Outlook Video at P.O. Box 390996, Mountain View, California, 94039-0996.
To contact us by telephone, call 408-293-3040, extension 205.
Or you can send email to comments@outlookvideo.org.
To learn more about Outlook Video and to get a list of our air dates and times, point your web browsers to outlookvideo.org.
Thanks to all you viewers who are watching us on cable television or streaming us live on the internet at accesssf.org. As I said last month in our tribute to Del Martin, the LGBT community has lost a dear friend and the human community has lost a visionary and a hero.
We leave you with views of the civic celebration held at San Francisco City Hall Rotunda of iconic lesbian pioneer Del Martin's life and work. On behalf of all the dedicated volunteers of Outlook Video, whose names you will see as we close, thanks again for joining us.
The point of this event was to elevate Del Martin to the place that many people feel she holds, with Martin Luther King Jr. and Cesar Chavez. And the event was set up and designed to honor all of her legacy and to make very clear how important all her accomplishments were.